Gaming Today presents Cash Considerations.
Welcome to the Cash Considerations podcast. Today is Thursday, November 19th. You will be listening to this Friday, November 20th, or over the weekend, but we have a special show tonight for you guys. Before we get to our guest, I'm still a little bit starstruck. I'm not going to lie. I just got to welcome in the boys. Mo, at Heed These Takes, Matoy Pearson. What's up, Mo?
What's going on, man? I feel like I've had a pretty eventful 6 days. Right now I'm sweating out the green wave, and it seems like it's going pretty well. I'm catching some breaks on some turnovers, man. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with Steve, man.
Okay.
Steve's in the house.
Steve is in the house. But before we get to Steve, I got to say we got to welcome in Reynolds. I am Reynolds 2305. If you didn't catch the article about Reynolds this week and producing a show such as ours, which is probably like nothing else he's ever done in his life, he had a nice article. Follow along him on Twitter at I am Reynolds 2305. Not here tonight. Howard Barish at Gaming Today News. Not here never is at %Berg, Alan Berg. My Twitter handle is at SportsBKConsig.
Berg is dead to us.
Yeah, well, Berg
Sorry
is
about that.
yeah, he's done. He ain't listening to the show anyway, so we can say whatever he wants. And the show is at GT Cash Consider, guys. Fellas, good job. We got over 1,500 followers. Now we got to find somebody to man that account because that was AB's responsibility. So we'll get to that soon. Without further ado, let's welcome in the man. My goodness, we had such a great time in person last week. We had to bring it to the show. He is Stanford Steve Coughlin at Stanford Steve 82. Holy shit. I have SportsCenter commentator / segment producer on the Midnight Show with Scott Van Pelt. He's a sports betting analyst who appears on Daily Wager. He is also the host of the Stanford Steve and the Bear podcast. My God, I don't know how many more jobs you got, but man, we are so happy to have him. Steve, what's up, baby? What's up?
Gentlemen, very happy to be along. Dave, can you just say the word podcast again, please?
Podcast. Hey, it's brother.
He started coming after him.
Hey, for the YouTube feed, I wore all my shit that I could find that I had Penn State because I can't get the free shit like you. So I had to.
Sorry about that.
You know, I mean, we're gonna work on that. I know Penn State's 0-4, but you know, we'll get to that in a minute. Nobody wants to talk about it. I heard you guys on the show. You called it a dumpster fire. It is that. But we'll get to the college football stuff. The show right now is about you. We have a very limited amount of time. I got some questions I got to ask you that I did not get to ask you while you were here in person. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're
just keep them above the belt. No low blows, and we're good.
I'm going to start. Well, first of all, how is D.C. after Vegas? I mean, like you got back. It's nice and cloudy there, a little cool. Are you all right?
It's a little cooler. Not going to lie. The wind was picking up. I mean, we had perfect days for out at Stadium Swim. I mean, Saturday afternoon was phenomenal. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I mean, we were 65, 70 sunny the whole time out in Vegas. So we're not going to get that back here on the East Coast. That's for sure.
Did you miss us when you left?
Of course I did.
Oh, man, I missed you, man.
I miss you. We had some good days.
Oh, dog, they were insane, man.
We tried to get it all in.
Man, let's go way back here. Let's start this off. We're going to go way back, Steve, way back.
Okay.
1996,
Yep.
San Francisco Gate had an article that I found. It read like this at the beginning. Quote, Steve Coughlin, the Super Prep National Player of the Year and the plum of the fine football recruiting class Stanford signed yesterday, didn't think he could get into Stanford. So this article went on to say, first of all, calling you a plum, I mean, really, you're a peach. Forget about this plum bullshit.
All right.
But you went from an 880 to a 990 SAT score. First of all, how did you do it? And two, is that the lowest score of any person to get in Stanford in athletic history at Stanford?
No, it's not, because guys that I played with under the Bill Walsh era definitely had lower. I was told not to repeat what my score was when I moved into my freshman dorm, or I would have got a lot of people mad. That's a fact. I think I took the SATs close to like 8 times. Like I was done. I even took it my junior year. Like it was just, I'm not a math guy. And, but back then it was half math. And, I took every SAT prep class possible. Like it got really draining. You're trying to enjoy your senior year. You're getting recruited by all these schools. I finally told Stanford, I said, this is what I got. You told me to get this number. I got it. And, God bless Coach Willingham. He said that's what I needed to get, and we did it. And it is what it is. I've never second-guessed anything. My decision to go there, I'm really, really happy I did, and listen to the people that I did when I made that decision. So it's all thumbs up looking back at that decision for sure.
Oh, so we meet in person, and I just realized at one point, I kind of give you the up down when you stood up. I was like, man, this is a big dude. Like you're big. Like, and I guess SVP's he's 6'6", you're 6 foot. What are you listed in the program? 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'3". Yeah, I think 6'3".
All right. So you were recruited as a QB, a wide receiver, and a kick returner.
Mm-hmm.
Play tight end at Stanford. Can you still run? Seriously.
I still run. I can't run fast.
Okay.
I'm about – back in the day, Dave, I was 210. I could go.
Whoa.
I could go. I ran like a 4.63 at Syracuse and Notre Dame camp.
Oh,
damn.
I could go.
Why?
You sound like a young me.
Yeah, young you. You are young.
That was the best joke I had. I didn't know what else to say there.
I got you. Take some off the top, you'll be a lot faster. You streamline.
I think so. Yeah, I also agree.
That may be the case now for you and I both, but Mo has to let this hair thing just keep going. It's taking on a life of its own. He's
sure
trying
is.
to look. Russell Wilson is trying to look like him. Forget about. He started out looking like Russell Wilson, but Russell's, he's tuning into the podcast and he knows that's where it's at.
Russ doesn't want to look like me. He doesn't want to look like me. No.
Russ is doing all right.
Yeah,
he's doing good. Yeah, he's okay. He's all right.
Doing okay. Best place you played, Steve, and worst place you played. Now, we have a little inside knowledge to a story about one of the worst places you played, because you actually held court at the overhang bar. You had us all dying. If you want to go there, with the worst place you played, that's good. But what is the best place you played venue-wise?
Best. Oh, man. We played in some good – we played at North Carolina when Mac was there, and they had, Greg Ellis, Vonnie Holliday. They were ranked top 5 in the country. They just couldn't beat Florida State. Oregon was Oregon and Autzen. The loudest place I played at was Husky Stadium. We lost to Washington. It was actually a record-setting game. Marcus Tuiasosopo ran for 200, threw for 300.
He's so excited. It is the way
that was against us, and that record stood for a long time. But then Washington lost the next week, and we won, so we ended up going to the Rose Bowl that year.
Justice.
Worst place you played. Worst place.
Well, I'll just say this.
Just kind of talk a little bit about Wazoo, or no? That night game, that was a day game, that was one of those trips?
Yeah, but, that was Ryan Leaf's last game there. That was actually pretty on fire that day. Like, that was nuts. Like, it wasn't pleasant. I'll tell you that. And, they were right on top of you. But, like, Corvallis, before they did Reser Stadium, it was a dump, man. There was like 16,000 people, and they just had like they always put the alumni, or I shouldn't say the alumni, the students and everybody behind the visitors bench. So we had just everybody screaming and yelling at us. I didn't travel my freshman year. We lost. That snapped like a serious losing streak they had. Then we went up there the next year, and we beat them at the buzzer. So Corvallis before – I mean, this is right before – you got to think – this is right before Chad Johnson, Jonathan Smith, Singleton was around, like right before they went to the Fiesta Bowl and went and whipped Notre Dame's ass that year in the Fiesta Bowl, which I think this is the 20th anniversary because I think that was the 2000? 2001?
It was one of the two.
Whatever it was, I remember I predict when I graduated because my last game was against Ron Dane in the Rose Bowl, Y2K 2000. That was my last game, and I remember talking to my buddies after. I said, I thought Oregon State was going to be the best team in the Pac-10 the following year, and they ended up proving to be. They had it going, man. Mike Riley had it cranked up, and the head coach now, Jonathan Smith, was the quarterback. Chad Johnson, go back, TJ Hushmanzana. I mean, the whole nine. They had some pipelines that were cranked up at that time.
So after the playing career, I'm doing a little research. You were a teacher, apparently. Is this true? And so what subject did you teach, and what grade level did you teach?
So we tried the whole internet startup, and that crashed real fast out of Stanford. And I honestly had no idea where I was going, what I was doing. Moved back home, was living with mom. Like it was the bottom of the bottom. And guy called me the following summer to, come coach. And I said, I need something because I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I ended up starting a permanent substitute job because I have my college degree. So I was able to do that. And then started loving coaching, and so I was coaching history in the high school level, and then it got to a certain point where I got so many days straight where they were going to have to start paying me as a full-time teacher. So they were like, they cut that out, knew they didn't want to pay that, and I came to grips with what I wanted to do and realized I would, if I wanted to go back to school and do that or coach, be a phys ed teacher, like I was going to have to go back to school for like 6 years. Oh. And I'm like, I went to school for a reason, man. Like, let me pursue this communications degree I got. And, it was just one of those things. You're out of school. You don't know what to do. Being an athlete at Stanford, there was always somewhere you could go and somebody to talk to that would help you or lead you the right way. And you don't have that when you graduate from college. Like it's time to man up. So we were really fortunate. I knew a friend of a friend who had worked at ESPN Radio previously, and I just ended up taking an entry level at ESPN Radio, and I think I signed February 2004.
In radio. So you did radio before all this other stuff. You started as a grinder, right? You were just, producing.
Yeah,
radio?
cutting highlights in the ESPN Radio tape room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss the radio stuff, or is like the podcast stuff enough to kind of still keep that part of the job? Because I know like radio guys love the radio stuff, like, as you do it more, do you miss it, or is that fulfilled with the podcast stuff?
You got to when I was doing the radio stuff, I was just producing. I wasn't on air or anything. Like I didn't do any on air stuff until basically Scott brought me over to the TV show, and then Chad Millman decided he wanted Felica and I on the Behind the Bets podcast, and then that turned into some because we started doing well and people liked it and liked having us on, and then he ended up just giving us our own brand name and not having to do be behind the Bets wall. And really helped get our name out there. Obviously, you had Bear traveling all along. There was a decision with the company to make gambling more a part of programming. So you saw, lines being put on teams, with the fonts on College Game Day. I mean, that's the most watched show at ESPN.
Yep.
And then, Scott comes over and says we're going to do Bad Beats, and we start doing Bad Beats, and it's the biggest thing we do, still to this day. So it all kind of snowballed into this one thing that, is still continuing to be really successful. And most importantly, it's something that people like. People really, really like it. Yeah. I guess they like the pain of reliving losses, because that's what it should feel like.
Everybody relates to pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's connected as far as Bad Beats go, man.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the pain. Anytime you can incorporate that into anything you say on, just mention the pain or something, everybody gets it. And, we don't need to help you with that segment. It's so good. I mean, everyone looks forward to it every Monday. But, yeah, just incorporate a little pain into it. That would be okay.
There you go. Pain resonates.
How did you get all this stuff? Like, seriously, we meet. You got a Houston shirt on. You got an Army jacket. The next day you got a Missouri something. You got stuff from all over. Like,
Yeah.
How do you get the stuff?
So here's the deal. When I was in college, I wasn't great at going to class. I used to just hang in the locker room, and then therefore you're just always hanging in the equipment room. And the equipment room's those are the guys, man. Those are the lifers. Those are the guys that are going to be with you. Wins, losses, practice, day and night, coming early morning workouts, those guys are there, and they're just real people. So I always had an affinity for the equipment staff. And then when we started SVP and Rosillo, we used to have the helmets out on the desk.
Yes.
And I just started I took a picture of the guys on the desk with the certain helmets we had, and I just started sending them to schools and be like, hey, you want your helmet on the desk? Here's Scott's sizes. And, here's Ryan's sizes, send us some stuff. And, sure. I mean, you got these huge programs that, have tons of stuff in their equipment room and stuff's laying around, and it just starts saying it. And then one person sees it, another person sees it. And you travel around with College Game Day, and they have all these TVs in the facilities, and every TV is on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, they're all on there. So, I mean, it was just a little something to resonate, and then it just took off from there. So it turned into a serious helmet collection.
And now it's turned into a clothes collection for you. You got so much stuff.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people give you or let you know about like the logos you wear and the blazers that you wear on Bad Beats or just on ESPN? Like, how long has that been going on for? Because that's something that I like every time, as far as like, all right, when I see Stanford Steve, I'm seeing him with like, whatever college it may be, and I love it every time. Yeah,
I mean, I'm just a guy, like, I just love, the other night, somebody from UTSA reached out, the Roadrunners, and like, absolutely, like, there's still something that Scott says it all the time. There's still something that is awesome for the little guys to be shown on SportsCenter. And I understand that every game's on national television, but there's nothing like those guys seeing their school on SportsCenter, and to give them some love and show them some, show them some, here, we're thinking about you. UTSA, I think they set his record for school in yards the other day, so I wore their shirt on Winners, and like their guys just reached out like crazy, just going like they just loved it. Like, they just, it was like, it continued the party of a weekend where they had a record-setting performance. And, it's just good stuff, man. Like, everybody's going through things in this pandemic and stuff like that. It's just anything to help people make them feel better. Like, I'm totally down for that.
Most definitely.
Fantastic. And I know, I mean, just on the Bad Beats this week, where, where's SVP? And we saw the guys, pictures in the circa. And I know the guys were sitting there. It was so good. It was just, so like that one resonated with us. Like, I saw it. I said, oh, that's when he was here, And so every time you do that, you hit somebody. And, you wear that UTSA thing, and that hits.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's fantastic. All right, before we get out of here, because you got to go. You got a real job, and you got things to do. You can't make any plays because you got to produce the show.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. We're just happy to have the time. But
like,
we do this thing called laying or taking every week. This is kind of Mo and I's segment for college football.
I feel like it's been going terrible. I feel like it went terrible last week. I don't remember for sure.
Mo doesn't always get to the re-listen, so he doesn't know the results. I got to keep track.
I don't know anything.
He doesn't know anything, really. That's true. That should be your tagline. So what we do is, Steve, I'll give you a game. I'll give you the line.
Okay.
You say laying or taking, and you got like 5 seconds if you want to color it up.
We'll do.
Whatever you want to do. We got you, the college football guy, so I added a couple games. It's usually 5 games, but there's a couple on there that have to be on and can't be missed when we have you on the show.
All right, let's go.
We go. Laying or taking? Mo, you're first. Steve, you're second. Iowa at Penn State. The line is 2.5. Dumpster fire or not, Mo, you laying or taking in Happy Valley?
Taking. I have to for justice. It's got to be done.
I'm gonna take it. Penn State's a dog. Plus 2.5.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, the line smells out loud. I'll take Penn State.
I'll book it both. I'll lay it.
Okay.
Jesus.
Next up, Cincinnati, who was a great debate. This is, when we have more time, we're going to talk about who's going to be the fourth team in the playoff. And
Love them.
Cincinnati, there it is. So I had to include this game. Cincinnati minus 5.5 at Central Florida. Steve, you're first with this one. Laying or taking?
Taking. Line smells again.
You're taking Central Florida against Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I was so shocked, Mo. What do you got?
I think we discussed that this line was pick when we were.
Yes, we did.
I think it was. Yeah, we did. So
Paul Stone was talking about. We talked about it on our podcast. Like,
oh yeah,
he said pick them. I said 3. Like around there, I'll take Cincinnati. But this is UCF can still score, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like in a position like this, taking points with UCF seems right.
Agree. We're all in agreement there. I am taking as well.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Hey, Steve, this isn't the usual show where all the guys agreeing it means it's bad. It doesn't always work out, but you may be in the right place. This one may be one okay to take.
You got it.
63.5 is the total. That one might as well be 100. App State, Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina minus 5.5. I'll start here. I'm laying. I keep laying with this Coastal Carolina, and I keep getting dubs. I'll start laying. Mo, what do you got?
I'm taking. I have to.
Sure.
Zach Thomas is going to play.
Is he?
State's I think he's ready to go. I was just listening to Sean Smith earlier, coach for App State. But they got the new jerseys. I feel like they'll be ready to roll. Get ready, like a low scoring, game where App State's they're going to take it. They're going to win outright.
Steve, laying or taking?
This is a tough one. I think I'm gonna. Oh man, I'm gonna lay them. I can't get off the Coastal. They've been too good to me.
Oh my God.
Appalachian State has absolutely manhandled them in the 6 meetings that they've played. It's like 240-something to 118 total combined scores. Like they've crushed them. But Coastal has just every week they've been knocking somebody off that's owned them in the past. Like it just feels like it's their year. They didn't play well the last couple times. They haven't scored a lot the last couple times out. I expect a big effort out of
the
Coastal.
chance.
Clemson minus 35.5. Laying or taking? Mo, first.
I don't know. Roadmaker starting. Clemson's going to win by 60.
Laying. Steve?
Laying is one of my picks this week.
Absolutely laying. Indiana, Ohio State, both undefeated. What the hell? Ohio State is 20.5. Oh, this one feels – you want to talk about fishy, dirty, nasty. Steve, laying or taking?
Listen, when you look at this on the field, there's probably 24 or 5-star guys for Ohio State. There's probably 2 or 3 for Indiana. With that being said, I don't think anybody's built to stop Ohio State. However, I expect the back door to be open with Mr. Penix. I'll take the Hoosiers coming in the back door late.
Oh, Mo, what do you got?
I don't know, man. I think I made the line 19, and I think we talked about that Friday, not even Saturday. What is it, 2021 now? Yeah, just what Steve was saying, man. It's going to be a tough deal. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to end up laying it at some point. Not personally, but in my mind, I feel like laying it seems okay. Bald
guys unite. I'm taking here. This is bald guys against the fro.
Okay.
Steve, I got a couple more games. Do you have one more minute with us?
Yes.
Excellent. Wisconsin -7 at Northwestern. Tough line, tough game. Big game. Big Ten ramifications.
Yep.
Huge game. I think Northwestern can win the game. Why not? 7 points. I'll grab it. Steve, what do you got?
7? Is that the number? Because it was 7.5 all week. 7?
Yep.
Here's the deal. I feel like I know what Northwestern's offense is. Not great, but good enough. I feel like I know what Northwestern's defense is. Really good, better than what they have been. I feel like I know what Wisconsin's offense is. Really good. I don't know what to make of Wisconsin's D. They haven't been tested, but I think the world of Jim Leonard as defensive coordinator. I'm going to take the points here. I don't love it, but I just feel like Northwestern's got some mojo going. I think Wisconsin wins the game, but Northwestern covers.
Mo, take? Lay, what do you got?
Northwestern's legit. Pat Fitzgerald is a dog. Give me the points.
Yeah.
I need the points.
Second to last one, Bama minus 30 against Kentucky. I am not advocating a play ever on Kentucky. That's a ton of points, and it's ridiculous, but I don't know how many points Bama's going to give up here. I don't think it's going to be very many. I got to lay 30, believe it or not. It's not a habit I make, but I'm laying. Mo, you're next. Laying, taking.
Oh, my God. Taking. I haven't even looked at this game. I'll just take
Perfect. All right, Steve?
Jesus.
If Vandy could score 35 on Kentucky, Alabama could score 70. They might win 70-30. That's a cover. I'll lay it.
Last game before we let the man out. You know where I got to go. There's only one game left that we got to talk about. It's Stanford Steve. It's Washington State at Stanford. I mean, it doesn't even matter what I think. It doesn't matter what Mo thinks. It matters what you think. Stanford.
That's 100% true.
Are we laying or taking?
I'm taking. I don't see how and why Stanford is favored in this game. You watch them. They have the slowest defense in the country. Jaden DeLora for Wazoo is the most impressive quarterback to me in the country that I've watched. First two games of his college career, had should be 2-0. They blew that game to Oregon last week. I thought he was really, really impressive. I think Rolovich has done a great job. I don't like the matchup of how Wazoo just gets you in space and makes you tackle them, because I don't think Stanford couldn't tackle Colorado. They're going to tackle Wazoo. I'll take the points with Wazoo.
Stanford is -2, short favorite, but I'm with you, Steve. I'm taking. I think Wazoo wins the game. Mo, are you brave enough to say to this man right now that you're going to go against him before he leaves the show to go produce Sports Center with SVP tonight?
It was one of my favorite Pac-12 plays. I like Wazoo. Stanford just hasn't looked interested.
No.
I know Davis was out in that first game against Oregon, but Wazoo seems like they're pretty amped, and offensively they should just be too much for Stanford.
My God. Dude, I can't thank you enough for doing the podcast. It's just been like a lot of like, can we do it? Can we fit you in and this and that? So taking the time and making the time to have you on here for, we're counting down the clock, 27, 28 minutes. Thank you, sir. I cannot appreciate again, I can't tell you enough. He is Stanford Steve at Stanford Steve 82. Was that your unit number?
Yeah.
Of course it was. The Sports Center commentator / segment producer on the Midnight Show with Scott Van Pelt, the sports betting analyst on Daily Wager with our boy Doug Kazarian, the host of Stanford Steve and the Bear podcast. You have to listen to the podcast. If you like college football, who else's podcast are you listening to? Seriously. Anything you want to promote on the way out, sir?
Yes. Don't tag me in conversations on Twitter. You have my number. Just text me.
Yep. Boom. Legit promotion.
That's the man. Get out of here. Get to work. We'll be watching tonight. Love you, bro. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Mo.
All right, brother.
See you guys.
All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Stanford Steve Coughlin from ESPN. Oh, man, that was fun stuff. Like that,
Dude, he's awesome. Steve is like –
that's what our night was. Go
when
ahead.
I met, or not when I met him, but when I'm seeing him on TV, I'm like, if we get a chance to hang out with this guy, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like one of the dopest guys that we've ever met. Like, this guy's insane. This guy's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, just be careful now because he's going to listen to the rest of the show, so we got to be careful. But no, dude, he's a real dude. Like that's we always say he's a real one. Like 5 minutes in meeting him, I show up with the Oregon hat, and he just goes, "Nice hat." Like, and that's how it starts. So, and it just goes from there. So that was how our week was. He spent the day at Stadium Swim a couple of days. We hung out in the book, had dinner, all this stuff. Everything you hear about or just talk about like one of the good guys in this business, in this space, he's one of them. So big shout out and thank you to him. Before we move on, I'm going to give you a shot to do the 2-minute drill because we flipped the script. We went college football first because that's when we had Steve. So we're going to do our usual run and shoot 7. Thanks to our man, our coordinating producer, Carl Haskell, out of New Hampshire.
Carl.
Man, he really came through big at Carl Haskell. He's doing picks, calling it Carl's Corner. Dude's growing. We got to blow him up. You got to bring.
I like Carl's Corner. I like that. I like the sound of it.
Fantastic. Before we get to all the usual hijinks, it's 23-14 in 3 seconds left in the third quarter of the Seattle game.
I'm gonna lose this Tulane bet at some point. So get ready for me to it's gonna be bad.
We're all gonna know when that happens. Be sure to sign up for the Weekly Gaming Today newsletter, which highlights the latest stories from the sports betting and casino industry world. All you have to do is put your email address in the box on the gamingtoday.com homepage. All right, Mo, we hit a lot of college football. That was good.
Yeah.
We got a lot of games. We got a lot of opinions. Steve talking about where he played, where he didn't. What we didn't get is the Mo Pearson 2-minute drill. And I know you've had a busy week. I know I finally feel right. It took me a few days to get right after our hijinks all night and doing what we were doing. But the people got to know because the plays come in and they got to have it. So we are ready to snap the ball and go on the 2-minute drill with at He Takes Mo Pearson in 3, 2, 1. Snap the ball, Mo.
I'm trying to figure out if I could do any better than 0-2, which is what I had last week. So here we go. I think the first one I'll start in the Pac-12. Oregon State plays Cal. Oregon State's been pretty competitive. They played Wazoo, and I feel like we've seen Wazoo's pretty solid now. And then played Washington till the end on the road there. So they play a Cal team whose defensive line was decimated last week and got annihilated by Cal in their first game. I wouldn't say right now they should be laying points just because of, the COVID issues with the team and how they have to, travel and stuff like that. So it's not really much of what Oregon State's been doing, which I think they've been better. But Cal laying points with all this stuff seems kind of crazy. So Oregon State plus 3.5 should be a play that I would think, should be good there. And then I have to go back to the Mountain West. I have to redeem myself. The Aloha game, Boise State and Hawaii, out on the rock over there. But the total 58.5 just seems like a lot. I mean, Boise State hasn't been playing up to their standards. They scored 50 points. They had a bunch of special teams touchdowns against Colorado State. I think here they run it. The offense is a little bit better, but they're not going to get those type of scores. They suffocate Hawaii on defense and win comfortably. But I think the game goes under 58.5. So under 58.5 and Oregon State plus 3.5.
Man, he leaves a timeout on the board, and we've set up for a field goal easily. We may take a shot at the end zone. You left so much time on the clock, Mo. Really, Reynolds, seriously. I mean, the kid's got it. Like, he's actually watching the clock.
No, he's not watching the clock. If he's watching the clock, what he's doing is he's watching the Tulane game, and he's just subtracting from the game clock to figure out where he's at.
There's been so many times I wanted to turn during those talks. Dude, this is getting out of hand, what I'm watching.
Dude, your turns, the speed on your neck, like you're cranking so fast looking at the TV to look back at the camera. Like, I'm worried that you're going to get whiplash.
Well, I'm trying to get the best, like, I'm going to miss something. I feel like I'm going to miss it all.
Dude, during the Stanford Steve spot, like, I could just watch you just turning constantly, just being like, oh, so what Steve's talking? Is this about me? No. Okay, I'm going to go back.
That's what I was like. I just need to know one thing he's talking about before I come back.
He's just listening for a key word. Otherwise, he's watching the game.
This is going for it on 4th and 3rd. Oh, this is – let me tackle him. Oh, my.
This is what he does at the book. And actually, Steve was like watching him a little bit going, is this guy good? He's good. Don't worry about it. He's good. This is what he does. And if you come back out, this is probably what we're all going to end up doing. So you may sweat him in the control room or in the back office there in Connecticut. This is how we sweat him here with Mo in Vegas. All right. We got the run and shoot 7. And my God, our man Carl did an unbelievable job, Mo. really put together a solid list. It covers all bases. It covers the games we probably want to talk about, and it also includes a game or two that we don't. But in ode to AB, that's what he did every week. I mean, AB gave us games that we didn't want to talk about because he wanted to talk about. So, you know, AB, if you're listening to the show, formula's still fucked up. And, you know, you ain't got nothing to do with it now.
Whatever if there was a formula or not.
Yeah.
It's not even a real formula.
It's not a real formula. Now we got a guy who's got the formula. Carl told me that he gave me 2 teams we have never discussed on the show. Can you name the 2 teams we have never broken down? He went back and listened to every episode of this season. Last week with Andy Molitor, all the way back to the start of the season with Todd Furman, and a guy that gave you a ton of shit.
There's
2 teams that we have never discussed. A game has not made the run and shoot 7. I'll give you 2 guesses.
Bengals is 1.
Nope. Bengals Steelers last week. You got to listen to the fucking show.
How was that even?
That was last week.
1 week. Yeah, 1 week. Okay. On brand. Let me see.
One more guess. Clock sticking.
Lions. Detroit Lions.
Wrong again. I would have never guessed. The 2 teams we have never discussed this season on the run and shoot 7. The Tennessee Titans.
I don't remember.
The Tennessee
That
Titans.
Can't be right.
Because
I got to go back.
Thursday night.
I'm going to go back and listen.
And we didn't have them. The other one is the Washington football team. And he knows this because he went back and listened. But I can confirm it because I know I would have said Redskins. 100% I would have said Redskins.
Wait a minute. So is this in the official run and shoot 7? Because I know with AB's been big on the Titans this year, and I know that they've come up.
Oh, they've come up.
Like we've said.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is the official count that I got. Carl may be keeping things official, you know, as much as AB did with the, the segment where we picked the games and had the money. I don't know. We got to get Carl maybe on the show, have him come out to Vegas to really sit down and figure this all out because I think he's got a role in the show. Reynolds is the fucking executive producer of the entire thing. But there's a spot for a coordinating producer. So let's get to it, Mo.
Our budget's really
7 games. We got 7 games. Patriots at the Texans. Patriots -2. Total 48.5. I don't know if you heard. I don't know. The Patriots beat the Ravens last week. And now they're back in the playoff hunt. They could run 3 or 4 together, string them together. They're right back there. Mo, Patriots -2. Is it that easy?
I don't know if we have enough room to pass since it's only me and you. Just give me the Patriots. I won't even explain myself. I'm just going to continue to go with them being okay and the Texans being not okay.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense. I'm picking against the Patriots every week.
Sure.
And I hope it starts with this one. So I am taking Houston, and I think I don't know. I don't want to see the Patriots. I thought we were dead. I thought we were done. All the Boston sports were over. All the Ravens had to do.
The Patriots only won because of the good of, like, sports. Like, that's the only reason why they won a game like that. Plus, it was, like, a ridiculous monsoon.
Yeah, the rain had a little something to do with it, too. Just that rain. You know, Ravens were driving, and then the gods just opened up the skies and poured rain. That snap went 16 yards over Lamar's head, and it was over. Done.
Oh, man.
Number 6 on the list. This one, I don't know if I would have put this one on the list, to be perfectly honest, Carl, but I see why you did, and it's a national game, so I get
Biggest 4th down of Tulsa's life coming up.
Here we go.
No, they just called timeout. Never mind. Sorry. Sorry, Reynolds. I know he fucking hates me for that.
Packers, Colts. Colts -1.5, -2, 51.5. The Packers are 7-2. The Colts are 6-3. Big game, for standings wise. Packers are 6-3 against the spread. I didn't think they were that good. The Colts are 5-4 against the number. I'll start here. Why the hell is this line 1.5? Why? I don't know. Because they're going to take 1.5 when you can make the line what it should be, -3. But you don't need to give the Packers -3 and all the Packers bettors. You can keep it 1.5 and write Packers bets until the game
all day
long. It's Colts. It's easy, and that's the only way I see it. What do you got?
I have to be a firm believer in the Colts in this spot. I feel like I've already – because I haven't been looking at any of the NFL as far as, like, from a work perspective because I've been so indulged in the college football. But anytime I see that Colts line, I'm just like, this like just anyone who's playing Packers and thinks this is good, this is just like your regular everyday quote-unquote trap, I guess.
Feels like a trap, smells like a trap, but it's favorite, I think, there. Watch that line come down. That one may be close to pick 'em at some point, but some books just going to hold their ground. If it was me, I'd go to 2. Let them write more at 2. I mean, like, what game's going to fall 2? Oh, let me think. Just last week, the Cardinals on a Hail Mary, and then they sit down on the fucking ball. They sit down. They
were good.
Too.
They were okay. Yeah, they were like, no, we're fine.
No, they were okay because they were taking 2.5. That's what they were doing. They weren't laying. They were taking – sit down on the ball. We don't want to risk getting it blocked and returned 100 yards. So we'll just win by 2. 80, shit. Number 5, Falcons at the Saints. Saints are down to -4 because apparently Drew Brees had some broken ribs before Sunday, and maybe that's why he couldn't throw all year. He couldn't throw the ball 20, 25 yards. He probably couldn't sneeze for a month. Fighting and keep playing. So he has a defensive lineman fall on him last week, breaks the rest of the ribs or whatever he's got. He maybe got lung issues, all kinds. That may be the end of Drew Brees. We don't know.
Lot. It's pretty bad, man.
They won't put him on the injured reserve list, so they won't rule that out. The line open, the advanced line was -6, 6.5. It's down to -4.
Yeah.
The Saints are 7-2, but only 4-5 against the number. The Falcons 3-6, 4-5 against the number. They're the same. But we got Jameis. We got the Jameis starting for the Saints. You going to tell me it's only 4? What are you doing here? Come on. What are you seeing? What's the third eye say, Mo?
Oh, man. Like, I can't imagine this team getting any worse, even with Jameis. Like, this line, it's just odd. Like, Jameis could make this team better. Is it crazy that I would even say something like that? I don't know. I feel like people are going to still rip him apart or whatever. But
you're right.
In my opinion, I think the Saints are still going to dominate this game no matter what.
Jameis makes the Saints better. If you won't say it, I'll say it. You're my boy. I'll back you up. You're right. He can throw.
He can actually throw the ball.
We may see some scoring in this game. I'm going to do it right now for the listeners on YouTube. There's the ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ceiling play while Mo is sweating that game. I am tilting the camera right to the sky. The total's 52. The total should be 55, 56. It's going up. It's going over. I like Saints. This one will end all the nonsense out of Atlanta running off 5, 6 in a row and getting back in the playoffs. They ain't getting in the playoffs. Put them away. Saints all the way. Number 4. We got a Samoan mention with our boy Stanford Steve Tuiasosopo.
That was awesome.
I couldn't
believe it.
I know. I can't spell it, but it is so much fun to say. Tuiasosopo. You know what else is fun to say? You know what else is fun? Say it for me.
Tonga Vailoa.
Tonga Vailoa. I knew how to say it. I just wanted you to say it. The Dolphins go to Denver. We're laying points on the road. I mean, seriously, all we do is lay points. All we do is cover numbers. Dolphins -3, some -3.5s popping up. 45 is the total. My God. 6-3 Miami. 7-2. Tied for the best record in the NFL against the spread against Denver, who's 3-6. Terrible, right? 5-4 against the number. Man, oh, man. This is bad for Miami. I'll just say it first. I'll let you because, you got to tie it up because Tua's your man.
Sure.
Pops.
Of course.
Samoan Nation.
Everyone.
Denver money line, brother. They're going to Denver. It's freezing cold. It's all this other shit. The team going south from Florida up to Denver. Road game. No way impossible that Denver should be beating Miami. Money line. Take the points for sure. Denver's live on the money line. That's where I'm at. How about you?
Screw all that. All I know is that Tua's the one. And he's not turning the ball over. He's going to have a rough time here against Denver. And man, even the Broncos getting smoked by the Raiders doesn't help my case the week prior, for God's sakes. But anyway, the Dolphins are going to figure out, they're going to pull this one out again, and Tua's legend is going to continue on the way to the playoffs. The Sopo drop was insane. It was
fantastic.
Incredible.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's a fucking pro. All right. My man Carl knows what the deal is when he comes with this one at number 3. It's in the top 3. It's got to always be in the top 3, no matter who they play. When they play the Bengals, when they play the Browns, all they do is win. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're minus 10, for God's sakes, 10.5 and climbing at Jacksonville. 46.5 is the total now. It opened 47.5. By the way, if you haven't heard, the Steelers are 9-0, 7-2 against the spread, tied with the Dolphins for best record ATS in the NFL.
Luck.
Jacksonville 1-8, 4-5 against the number though. Covered last week at Green Bay. Covered the week before against Houston. Do they cover 3 in a row against my Pittsburgh Steelers?
Jags are going to come to play. They're going to be in it at the end. Believe me. Believe that. The Jags are going to be in this at the end. Look at this hat that he's wearing. Oh, my God. Jesus. Just take it off.
No, it's staying on. It's staying on. I had to put the Steelers hat for the YouTube people. You know, more people are watching it. I think we're up to maybe, 18, 19, something like that. People are watching. We really appreciate you watching. You should watch more. But I had to go to the hat. Steelers reversed hat backwards. The Jacksonville Jaguars are covering this game. The Steelers are going to lose. I don't know when. I'm scared. This might be the week. Someone named Luton, Luton. Mo, what school did he go to?
Oregon State, Corvallis, baby.
Oh, God. Now that I know that, I may not want to take them. I thought he went somewhere else. Oh, shit. That's bad.
We kept calling him Jake Luton last year, Loot, because he was making everyone money, covering machine. Still covering right now in the NFL. This guy's insane. Jake Luton is the one. Nobody knows. This guy's money.
Jake Luton is money. That just sold me Jacksonville plus the points for it all. Everything you got for it all. That is the play. Oh, my God.
That's a no-choice play for everything.
On Jake Luton, Looten. That's not how you spell it, but when he makes you money, you spell it any way you want.
Bingo.
Wow. All right, number 2 on the list, Rams, Buccaneers, Monday night. Holy shit, we got a football game with ramifications. We got Tom Brady again. He was just on a couple weeks ago in New York, Monday night. He didn't look so good that night. We got Rams. We got Bucks -4. We got 48.5. The Buccaneers are 7-3, 5-5 against the number. Rams 6-3, 5-4 against the number. Early move came on Tampa. Open 3.5. It is pretty much painted 4, and it feels like it's going up. I'll start. I'll wait. I like the Rams. I like the Rams plus the points. I think they can win the game. Aaron Donald is a beast. There is no two ways about it. He's coming up the middle. Where does Brady not like the pressure? The middle. This is going to change the whole thing. And, I mean, they got a lockdown defense. They got the shutdown corner. The Rams have the entire package on defense. And we're keeping Goff out of harm's way, not turning the ball over. Rams cover, live to win the game. What do you got?
Yeah, Rams. I think I'm like 1 in whatever in picking Rams games. So anyone that's listening, that's basically a disclaimer. But the Rams are going to keep it close. I feel like I said the same stuff in the Panthers game, and they just got obliterated. I can't figure the Rams out. But in a game like this, man, I don't know. I can't figure either team out. Just give me the Rams. That's all I know. Just give me the Rams.
All right. Shout out to
Reynolds is loving that explanation, by the way. He's absolutely loving the unsurety, which is not a real word, by the way.
No. I really do love the like, all right, look, I don't know what I'm talking about, but here's what I'm going to do. I guarantee it.
Hey, shout out to Kyle. He loves man, anytime I do that, he's just like, that's the Matoy answer that I've been waiting for my whole life. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I guarantee this is going to win.
That's perfect right there. At KDub _odds, our boy KDub listening and, tweeting out the show stuff. My guy, SoCal DJ, man, he's always tweeting stuff out too. He really likes the Rams this week. This is a strong play.
Rams
or die. Raise or die. We're now
Rams or die. I like it.
Number one game on the list of least to beast from Carl at Carl Haskell, Carl's Corner. He went with, and I have to agree with it, but man, this COVID thing got everybody fucked up. I really, really hope that we can get this game in on the day and the time. It's Kansas City coming to Las Vegas. Pat Mahomes and the boys coming to seek revenge. They're laying 8 in places that have the line up. It's real spotty. By the time you guys listen to the show, hopefully it'll be up everywhere and not canceled. But the Chiefs are -8. The total's 57. I don't know. The total, this is one of those ones where I said the total miles will be 100. I don't know who's going to stop who. This is last team with the ball scores. But Chiefs 8-1, 6-3 against the number. The Raiders are 6-3, but 6-3 against the number. I don't know, Mo. What do you got here? Mahomes in the Chiefs in round 2 or Raiders live?
Oh, man, they're making such a big deal right now with everyone being out for the Raiders. Really tough to make a deal on where this line's going to end up because I think it's 8 or 8.5 now. I mean, I think it could end up being 10, 10.5, or 11. Regardless, I don't care. I'm going to end up laying the Chiefs. I'm going to bet the Chiefs. I know I am. I already know. I felt it like 3 days ago. I think I'm spitting up a little bit. But the Chiefs are going to end up crushing anyway. They're going to score 50. They'll be fine. The Chiefs will be fine.
The Chiefs will be fine. This feels like a setup. And now they're talking about, the guys not playing and this and that. And the Raiders beat them the last time. I don't know. Just listen to all the narratives. I think this is obviously the biggest teaser game of the week. They're taking the Chiefs down. Nobody taking the Raiders up. The Chiefs will be on every ticket. This will be the game that gets there. This will be the free space of the week. It's Chiefs or nothing for me. I'm not looking to take the Raiders. I really don't want to touch the game until I know. I mean, that's the other thing. You guys don't have to bet every game. Like, you don't have to you can just sit and watch it. This is an in-game dream for me. As soon as the Chiefs get down, this is a push the button on the Chiefs type thing.
Yeah, all of it. Repeat. Give me it again.
Yes, give me it again.
And again. And again.
You got to wait for the wheel to finish the bet through, and then you hit it again. At halftime, hopefully they're down. You hit it again.
Also, to piggyback off what you said, you do not have to bet every game, although I'm not really the main component to be telling anyone that. But if you're betting every NFL game, you're sick. Like, it's just tough to stomach. All of it. The whole all the games. It hurts when I'm watching. I just say I don't know why I did it again. I'm back again. Yeah,
it is hard. I had a very good discussion today with my boy JD out in Boston. And he runs the ECSI, the East Coast Sports Investors. You can see the hat right over my shoulder. We were talking about this, and he's like, man, I got guys calling me all the time that want plays when I don't have plays. Like, it's really hard. There's pressure as a guy. I got another guy named James Alberino. He's at Spread Investor on Twitter. He has a service. I mean, he gives out plays. The guy has a team of guys who look at this shit. And they got plays. They're very limited. You don't have to play every game. So, like, guys that call these people up and say, hey, I need action. I need this game. What do you like on Thursday night? I don't like nothing. It's a pass. What do you mean? I'm going to watch it. Well, no, you don't have to play it. Unless you're Mo. I mean, like, the head snap back and forth, watching the game.
No, you got to see what's happening. This game is insane. Like, this Tulane game, if anyone's watching it, it's fucking insane. Like, if you have under, like, you could be in trouble. Like, it was 0-0 at the half. It was 14-0 going into the fourth.
And it could go over?
It can go into overtime right now. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. There's a bunch happening.
If it goes overtime and that game goes over, that goes on bad beats. We got to, we got to text Stanford Steve and let him know that number was 0-0 at halftime and has a possibility of going over, what, 59? Is that the total?
59. It's 55 is basically where it closed, 54 and a half.
Okay.
You got to understand, I think Bad Beat should do, like, it should have like the number one worst beat, and then there should be votes on that every week. It's like the worst. You know, they did that with the top 10. We can talk about this later.
Yeah.
We can talk.
Your programming notes for ESPN.
Yeah, I'm gonna start sending them to Steve. Steve, this is what you should do. Listen,
he's gonna delete your number.
I've been.
Don't start producing the show. Reynolds does a tremendous job of producing the show. You have to let the producers produce. Just show up, make sure your hair looks good, and have something every once in a while. That's all you need. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's it. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I just wanted to mention also, you know, we had a good time. I felt like a proud dad when Alvarez and Mo met for the first time. It was one of those clenches and hugs that was so tight, like they knew each other. And they were distant from years. They hadn't seen each other. They grabbed each other and held. Like it was a squeeze. It was tight. It was one of those like, I love you, bro.
Well,
and
I know it was so long since I haven't met him since that time. But
yes,
he almost suffocated me. I was almost suffocated in that deal. Sean's a great dude, man.
It was tight, but you know, we had FIU against FAU.
Or FAU against FIU.
We had FAU, yeah. Well, FU. I can't remember what fucking thing it was, you know. So
yes,
we had the right side in the second half. There was a lot of high fives, huggings, almost some spilled drinks. They were going to kick us out of the booth. Like, you know, we had Salman Sam. That's my self-named dub. I hope he's listened to the show. What a conversation we had with him. But yeah, the hug with you and Alvarez. It did get a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was just you hung on for a little too long, Sean. Like, come in, get some, and then let go. You hung on for a little too long.
I was putting, like, my hand in the air because I said, someone has to get this guy. Someone get him, please. Nah, I'm totally fucking –
Put that in your fucking quote tweet, Alvarez. There you go. Before we get to take a minute, the last one I want to shout out is my guy, Brad Howe. I do a show with him every single Monday. It's called The Game Within the Game. My man sets me up on a tee. We just go and have fun. He does another show on Thursdays with a guy named Julian Edlow from DraftKings. It's a great show. It's just like this, a little bit more zipped up. This one's a little bit loose, but that's okay because that's what people want too. But we have a lot of talks and we had a lot of fun. So I just wanted to mention to Brad, thank you for having me on and everything you do there. All right, segment producer Greg, Dr. Greg. He's at Greg P 1701. He still can't get on the show. He cannot get on the show. But
I forgot to answer a text from him. He
said
said you were supposed to buy shots. God damn it.
Yeah,
he hates me.
You got to answer him. Like, seriously, you talk about how mad he gets. Like, do not answer Dr. Greg. Seriously.
I know. I was on another level.
Right.
It's a bad excuse, by the way. It was a horrible excuse.
Terrible fucking excuse.
Touchdown, Tulsa. Right. This thing's going to go over.
This might be your take a minute. Before we get to take a minute, I just wanted to mention that the digital gaming today, the yearly subscription is $185 for the year. You get award-winning content, analysis, stats, picks, casino industry news, and more. You get a Don Best feed with real-time lines and scores from 6 Vegas sportsbooks, links to casino deals, and sportsbook app signups. You even get the Gaming Today newspaper in digital form. Just go to gamingtoday.com/register and sign up to get the paper. I mean, really, it has all the stuff in it. You can read it online. You get the paper, take it to the can, read the articles. It's all over the book. We had it at the book on Friday night. We were showing it. There's a nice picture of Howard in there. Maybe we got to get together and take a file photo of us. Maybe we'll put that in there too. I don't know if we can swing that. We'll talk to Gabby maybe and see how that works. All right, Mo, it's me and you, brother. It's me and you. I'm going to give Reynolds actually first dibs because I know you got shit to say and you don't always say it. So I'm going to let you, if you want to take it, you can take a minute starting in 3, 2, 1.
As a tribute to AB, I'm going to say, I got nothing.
Yeah! He won't die, and the thread won't die.
No, I can't.
And his take a minute segment won't die. Good job, Reynolds. That's I am Reynolds 2305, the producer of the Cash Considerations podcast, and he's the fucking man. Mo, you got a little bit of time extra on the clock. You left it with the 2-minute drill. Reynolds left you a whole bunch of time left. The clock starts for you right now.
I don't have anything, honestly. I do want to cap on how crazy this Tulsa-Tulane game is. I think, like, what I'm seeing right now could be one of the most ridiculous games in the history of college football games.
Whoa.
That's what I'm going to go with. They're okay. I'm hoping they go for 2. That's all I have for now. at this moment, yeah. I don't have much. This is ridiculous.
Feel free to chime in anytime you want, if you need to help you get through this Tulane game. Tulane. I'm going to take my minute, and as I usually do, I'm going to try to keep it under 3. It's Take a Minute is the title of the segment. I run long. I do. I don't give a shit. That's what we do. All right. So, number 1, Take a Minute. Segment starts now for me at Sports BK Consig. Big Dave. I coached softball over the weekend with the girls. Had an absolute blast doing it, and the girls are getting close. We got some girls that are maybe going to play college softball. Like, the shit is getting real. I can't do it enough. Like, I called 4 games or coached 4 games Saturday and 2 games Sunday. And we got teams from not all over, but Arizona, California, Utah for the most part. And I had an umpire who thought he was calling a game in the big leagues. I started calling him Joe West. I said, what the fuck is this guy's problem? He's 6'5". He's probably 32. And he is like, his strike zone is terrible. It's not bad. It's fucking terrible. My batters, the kids keep coming back to the dugout saying, Coach, I can't hit that. I'm like, no shit. Nobody can. He's calling them for our pitchers too. So I keep throwing them way out in the other box. Strike, strike, strike. Then he starts squeezing us because we're killing this team. Our girls are hitting. They're not. He expands the strike zone to embarrassing levels, like Leslie Nielsen levels. Like the shit. If the catcher jumps and catches it, he goes strike.
Yeah,
You got to stop.
Ring him up.
Yeah. So we got this guy all afternoon on this field. So we get him a later in a game. We're in a game. We got a team from San Diego called the Power Surge, and he's behind the dish. 2-2 count, 1-0 game. We're down. My pitcher's working her ass off. I call a changeup. She throws it. It's perfect. Catcher squeezes it. Boom. He goes ball. I said, oh. Well, I jumped off the bucket. I was running onto the field to celebrate. That was the 3rd out. We caught the batter looking. I had to sit back down. I was like, wow, where could that have missed? So I'm looking at the mound, and I say to the pitcher, oh, don't worry about it, Mickey. It's okay. That one fooled everybody. I'm looking at the thing. My man Lurch takes his fucking mask off and goes, what did you say, Coach? And looks at me. Takes 2 steps towards the dugout. I look over. Now, I can stand up on the bucket, and I still am not as tall as this guy. I turned and said, are you talking to me? He said, I heard what you said. What are you saying? I said, well, first of all, I was talking to my pitcher. I wasn't talking to you. If you have something to say and you want to talk like that, you can come over and talk to me. I'm not coming out in the field. I'm not talking to you. And that's how it went. And we had to go like that the rest of the day. Sunday comes, our last game of the day. Who do you think we got for ump?
Had to be him.
Lurch is at first base.
I like the name Lurch. I feel like it's the perfect name for a guy in this scenario.
Heidi is his partner. She's behind the dish. She's fantastic. First inning. Lurch grabs the ball, calls time. I didn't realize it, but Heidi took a foul tip to the shoulder. So you know the thing to do. You got to call time, walk it off. Let the home plate umpire or the catcher, whoever catches the foul tip, walk it off. My man grabbed the ball and walked to my mound. And my daughter, Kylie's pitching. Kylie is a bad motherfucker. She don't talk to nobody, including me. We don't talk all weekend. When she's pitching, she's in that mode. We ride in the car together. I'm not even allowed to talk to her. She's sitting in the passenger seat. I ain't talking.
I like her style.
Mean as
it should be.
She's pitching great all weekend. My man Lurch walks to the mound and grabs the ball. And she turns and walks away. I'm like, uh-oh, something just happened. Did he say something to her? So I said, Blue, what's the problem? Here he comes, walking towards the dugout. I said, fuck this. I ran out, crossed the baseline, and said, what is the problem? Why are you talking to my players? He said, your shortstop said these motherfucking umpires. I said, what? My shortstop said what? He said, yeah, your shortstop said motherfucking umpires. They got away with murder yesterday talking shit about me. They're not going to get away with it today. Uh-oh, here we go. I said, excuse me, listen. I'll address that if she said that. I'm not sure she said that. You I coach. Don't talk to my players anymore. You're already in their head. You missed a hell of a couple games yesterday. Let's get through today and just go. So that's the way that goes. Turns out we play a team from SoCal named the SoCal Choppers, and I want to shout out Coach Scott and Coach John. They're in the dugout. They are enjoying the show. I'm coaching the first base dugout or first base side next to them. And they're laughing. We're going back and forth. They're like, man, this guy stinks. I'm like, yeah, he's terrible. So the guy pulls out of his pocket some paper while we're talking. It's a shitload of tickets from the Orleans. My man has plays. He's sweating plays in between, lurching me going back and forth. The kid's playing softball. I'm like, what do you got? He goes, I got Packers tees down. I said, oh, boy. So now, in between pitches and in between arguing with the umps, my man, it's about the plays. He's not picking the scores going, I love coming to tournaments in Vegas because we can go to the sports book. And he's talking about the horse players at the Orleans and what these guys, he goes, man, these guys are all dumb. You should have heard them talking. I said, whoa, don't go on horse players, please. But that Orleans, man, you know what those guys are. I mean, that's the real grinders. You want to talk about those are the meat and – Mo, when's the last time you were in Orleans?
It's been a while, but the OGs are in there. I already can picture it. I know what's happening when I walk into the Orleans, and I see the horse side of it. I just nod my head.
So he's talking about the horse players, and he says, who do you like in the Rams game later? Rams, Seattle. I said, it's Rams, easy. He goes, like, for real? I said, yeah. So we end up talking, trading numbers, and they're going to listen to the show. So I just had to tell the softball story for Coach Scott, Coach John, the SoCal Choppers. We will see you again. We lost 1-0, 6-inning ball game. That was a hell of a game. And a run scored on a play where my first baseman dropped the ball. Jordan, if you listen to the show, you should have had that play. I love you, though. And don't worry, you're still in the lineup. We just got to move you down until you start hitting the ball the other way. You got to hit the ball the other way. Seriously. That's it for the show.
By the way, congratulations.
Big lurch.
On nailing that in 1 minute flat.
No,
that's what I'm talking about.
There was still time on the clock to live.
No, we went to overtime, just like Tulsa and Tulane may do.
You need to see this. No, it's happening. This shit is live. It could be the worst beat in the history of my life. I would say in the top 1, maybe top 2.
All right, we're getting out of here. The show is at GT Cash Consider. Please, shout out the show, respond, reply, rate the show, whatever. We got Stanford Steve on the show. I don't know what else we can do. We keep trying to get people on. My man came on. It's the first time. It won't be the last. Stanford Steve, love you, guy. Just can't wait to have you on the show and see you again. Right, Mo? I mean, like, seriously, how can we turn that out? Thank God he don't come out every month. We couldn't do it every month.
Dude. Yeah, I'm done forever, actually. I feel like we've talked about right. When he gets back, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it.
All right. Howard at Gaming Today News, HB. We still got to say Allen's at %Berg. I mean,
say Allen. We love Allen. I know Allen. We give him shit, but he's going to be listening. I know it, I'm only saying this because I know he's going to listen to this shit again. Oh, Reynolds is going up top. Reynolds went up top.
He gave him the check. Yeah. Reynolds, I am 2305. Big story by our boy Vic. Thank you, Vic. And I am at Sportsbook Consigliere, at Sports BK Consig. Thank you for listening to the show. We'll see you guys next week. We may have a change in the schedule because it's Thanksgiving Day. We're going to discuss that. We'll put that on Twitter. Follow the show, rate the show, review the show at GT Cash Consider. We are out.